Hey guys, Alex here. How are you using your relationships? What are you using your relationships for? Because the truth is that relationships are here to serve us. But we choose how they're going to serve us or for what. And most of us have used relationships, any kind of relationship, a romantic relationship, casual relationships, a relationship with our dad or with our mom or with whoever, with a friend, with our sister, with your brother, to be victims and to have an opportunity to blame and to judge and to feel better about ourselves, but in a negative way. And I really believe that that's why we have relationships, because we want to feel a certain way. We want to know that we're enough. And the easiest way to feel enough is by making others feel smaller, is by creating this illusion, this perception that either someone else, the other person, is smaller than you, or that you're smaller than them. Because when you create this illusion, and you have to pay attention to this, because a lot of people can't understand how you could feel enough by making yourself smaller. But feeling significant, feeling like you matter, is one of the greatest needs, human needs that we all have, inner human needs that we all have. And you can either feel significant by making others feel small, destroying them, judging them, criticizing them, blaming them. That's one way, and that makes you feel more significant. It makes you feel like a better person. You can also feel significant and unique and like you matter. You can feel important by victimizing yourself, which is the same thing, right, than the first example. When you victimize yourself and you feel like everything's happening to you, then you feel kind of significant. You're like, well, I mean, all of this shit is happening to me. I have all of these problems, all of these conflicts. This person doesn't understand me. When you talk to yourself like that, you're putting yourself in a position of the victim. And I mean, we prefer to feel significant even as victims than to not feel significant at all. So we find a fucking way. And the other way, the most powerful way, the wisest way to feel significant and to feel like you matter, is to make others feel better, is to be the fucking leader, is to be more understanding, more loving, to be a greater version of yourself, without the expectation of the other person being a certain way, without waiting for them to respond to you the way your ego would like them to respond to you. And simply doing it because it feels good, simply doing it because you're growing when you're doing it, simply doing it because it's your fucking workout, it's your fucking training, it's an experience that allows you to expand and to become bigger and to become more incredible and to become a more attractive version of yourself. And this option is the option that we can all today decide to start utilizing. We can decide to use our relationships. We can decide to relate to others, not to take only. It's great to receive. You should receive. But realize that when you're giving, you're receiving at the same time, automatically, naturally. Even if the other person doesn't know that they're giving something to you, they are. You're giving it to yourself also. So you can decide to use relationships, your romantic relationship or any other kind of relationship, not just to take something, not to blame, not to judge, not to victimize yourself the way most of us have been doing it, not to feel pity, not to have an excuse to feel sad, because that's why people want a relationship a lot of times, for all the wrong reasons, to feel sad, to have an excuse, you know, because we know that someone's gonna screw up. We know that someone's gonna fuck up, because we're human beings. We do things that a lot of times hurt the other person's ego, belief system, right? Because we all have a bunch of fucking rules in our head, and the more rules we have about how things should be, about how we should be, about how our relationship should be, about how someone should respond, the more rules we have, the less happy, the less fulfilled, the less free, the less confident we can feel. So we all have these fucking rules, and unconsciously we know this, so we look for a relationship, we look to relate to others, even in a casual way, even to people that, you know, are strangers, or to friends, or to anyone, because unconsciously we know that some way along that relationship, we're going to find, consciously or unconsciously, directly or indirectly, opportunities to feel shitty about ourselves, opportunities to blame, opportunities to judge, opportunities to feel sad, opportunities to feel angry, opportunities to feel depressed, opportunities to feel disappointed, because we want to feel those things unconsciously, because those feelings make us feel more significant. When you're angry, when you're sad, when you're depressed, you feel more significant than when you're neutral, generally. And I know it's stupid, but that's how our brain works. So that's why we look to relate to others. So you can choose to serve yourself with that relationship for those reasons, for you to be a fucking victim, or you can choose, or an asshole, or a control freak, or you can choose to be in that relationship and to relate to that person and any other person, to be a fucking leader, to be a badass, to be powerful, to be understanding, to be loving, to grow, to become a greater version of yourself, to be more centered, to be less in your head, and to be more in your heart. And you can do that. You can use that relationship. You're gonna use your relationships in one way or another. And people are going to use you in one way or another. And it doesn't matter how they choose to use you. It matters how you choose to use them and that relationship. And that you choose wisely, and that you choose to use that relationship or those relationships for you to really grow, for you to become bigger, all right? And smarter, and more skillful. And even more happy, and to have a greater sense of humor, and to laugh more, and to enjoy more, and to worry less, all right? And to be more passionate also. So you choose how you're going to use those relationships. You're going to use them in one way or another, consciously or unconsciously. Simply become more conscious of how you've been using them. Be very honest. Be super honest with yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to the other person. Be very honest with them also if you want. And especially if it's a romantic relationship, they will appreciate that in one way or another. Maybe they won't understand, but believe me, it will feel good within you. And choose if you want to continue in that direction, going in that direction, or if you want to change, if you want to be a fucking leader and not a victim, if you want to be fucking amazing. All right, I love you guys. If you want me to be your personal coach and help you, send me a private message, and I will do and I would love to help you. All right, we'll figure something out. And now here's something important about this subject. The reason why we always find ways, okay, we always find ways and reasons to feel like victims. I mean, the reasons are always there. The reasons are always fucking there. But we can also always find reasons to feel like leaders. We can always also find reasons and ways to understand and to be loving and to loosen up a little bit and to give more freedom and more space. Reasons are always there. Ways, solutions, options are always there. We just have to look for them by deciding who we want to be, who we want to become. And that's the fucking training. A relationship is a fucking training for the rest of your life, all right? I love you guys. If you want me to be your personal coach, send me a message. I would love to coach you in a more personalized way wherever you are in the world. And I'll talk to you soon, guys. Rock it.